Once upon a time there was a remote monastery in the desert. The temple was carved out of the stone. There were a dozen simple monks who spent their days in prayer and meditation. One evening they were having dinner in silence as usual. Suddenly the silence was shattered with a cry of agony from the head monk. His eyes were filled with tears. This was no physical pain, but a cry from his heart. He sighed, "Lord, what are we doing wrong? Please tell us how we can have more of your joy, love and harmony." Some of the other monks silently nodded in agreement. The older monks remembered a time when their monastery halls were filled with divine joy and laughter. The following day the head monk told his brothers that he was traveling to the east. He was going to seek the counsel of a renowned and wise hermit saint. After a journey of several days through the desert, he arrived at the saint's hermitage. He saw the saint inside his room, eyes uplifted with bliss radiating from his face. In the saint's presence, the monk forgot all of his problems. He was filled with peace. He began to remember his God-filled enthusiasm when he first joined the monastery. His yearning for God was rekindled in the saint's presence. They spent many hours sitting in silent communion. The monk finally shared the reason for his visit. How can we rekindle the deep love for God and the joyful harmony we used to have? The saint replied with just a few words, filled with meaning. He declared, "Rejoice, my friend, one among you is the Messiah." Those were the saint's only words during their encounter. They sat for many more hours in silence. The monk was very thoughtful as he meditated on the saint's words. He touched the saint's feet in gratitude and left on his long journey home through the desert. When he arrived back at the monastery, his brother monks were full of expectancy to learn what the saint had said. The head monk was still very uplifted and interiorized. He finally said quietly, "The saint only spoke one sentence, 'Rejoice, my friend, one among you is the Messiah.'" The youngest monk asked, "Who? Which one of us is the Messiah?" He didn't say. Then all of the monks began looking around and wondering, "Is he the Messiah? Is that one the Messiah?" And because they didn't know, they began treating each other, each and every one of their brothers, as the next Messiah, the Son of God. With that single change of perspective, joy and harmony soon returned to the monastery. Many years passed. With newly awakened love for God and the overwhelming joy it brings, they attracted many new monks. The light of God was indeed born amongst them,